This has been a team that you've had some rather emotional rivalry-style games with in recent years, and one of your seniors had a somewhat subpar day, but you still pull out the win. How?
Well, our other senior took over. One of our other seniors had the three that I really talked about playing. I thought taking over. I thought Haley was super aggressive today. Especially in the first half. In the second half, she had a couple key threes. Today she was just feeling it. I thought Chris played a very solid game. Played a lot of minutes. We finally found her in our high-low game a little bit more. I thought she, was just trying to keep her out of foul trouble, along with Delisha and Akil and our post players. And then I thought Alisha Filmore, what we've been talking about is our point guards being more aggressive, looking to score a little bit more. I thought today she came out of the gates more aggressive. And, I'll tell you what, those two free throws she hit at the end, I'm happy for her and her confidence. Because what I told her, I said, listen, you just missed a pair of free throws before that, and then you go nail two with 2-point-something seconds. That shows a lot of poise. But, I told her that drive when she went to the hoop was probably the most authoritative drive I've seen her drive since she's been here. And, it's somebody that went after it. So I thought those three players were huge in carrying us today. Especially, Sam didn't have, in fact, didn't have near the game she's been having. And Delisha couldn't stay in the game more than a couple minutes because she was fouling.
You mentioned Alisha making that maybe the biggest drive of her career, or since she's been here. Akil also had one right at the end where she split two defenders, made that key layup.
Yeah.
And Sam has had a bigger role this year. Is this team starting to sort of grow up a little bit in front of your eyes?
Yeah, until we gave up a 17, 18-point lead. Then they went back to teenager status. No, one thing I like about Akil Simpson is she's not afraid to take shots and miss, as we saw evident of that free throw line jumper, which is really not her game right now. But she has guard-like tendencies when she's on the perimeter. I thought that was a huge drive, because she did split her. And I was actually glad she kept it, because I thought she was going to look to dish. They would have played the dish. I think they were playing the dish. The other thing is they had a nice high-low, her and Chris, and crucial that put us up too. Just little plays like that. But she's, I challenged him during timeout and said, who's going to take over the game? And it's not often you have a freshman say, I will. And I told her, I said, I didn't include taking that, outside shot with two people right there. But
what was your biggest concern about UTEP coming in? What was, I guess, your defensive focus that you wanted to try to shut down or contain?
Yeah, we did a heck of a job. I think they hit 9 threes. Our goal, they're the leading three-point shooting team in the conference. And by percentage as well as made threes, like 6.2. So we really accomplished our goal. They got 9. Our goal was to not allow them any made threes, and if anything, minimize the number of threes they hit. We didn't do a great job of that, but we also were doubling their posts. We didn't do it as much the second half because we got burned a little bit. Maybe should have done it a little bit more. But I was just so worried about posts being over aggressive on the double, getting in foul trouble. This game kind of was a inside game. They're looking inside. We're looking inside. It was a post oriented game. I think. They're post players. I'll tell you what, they did a heck of a job. They hit some outside shots. They had some nice moves. They split us a couple times. I thought we got caught out of position a couple times, but we wanted to defend what we call the big four. They're 2 guards, 3 and 14, and they're 2 post players, 2 and 12. We didn't defend the big four real well, but hey, we hung on.
You mentioned Haley's performance today, and she had, I think, 11 at halftime, and
I think ended up with 17.
Ended up with 17. Did they make significant adjustments to try to, at halftime, to try to take her out of the offense a little bit?
Well, she hit. I believe she had 2 threes, and they were just kind of spot-up threes with somebody, somebody in her face. Well, one of the things I wanted Haley to do a little bit more the second half was get to the rim, and she missed a couple opportunities taking her drive to the basket. I thought she could have done that, but when they start trapping us the last couple minutes, you put people in places, but you know, it's not like you can run set plays against it. When we got the ball to her in the middle, which we wanted her in the middle of our press attack, we wanted her to be more aggressive. And you know, I thought at times we played not to lose the ball game. I thought there was about a 4-minute time frame where we really played more not to lose than to win the ball game, and that's when we tightened up a little bit and made, you know, had some poor spacing issues. And the other thing is the rotating of post players in and out was killing us with the foul trouble, because you know nobody can get into a groove. Everybody's, you know, they're not sure if they're on the same page, and when you're rotating post players in and out, you're going to have some, you know, some miscommunications.
You mentioned last week that in recent years UTEP has relied so heavily on Jerica Hughes that sometimes when you have a star player like that, the rest of the team can stand around and watch. Did they present the balance you expected now? I mean, they had 4 in double figures, but they lost a great player, but they're still a pretty solid team, and this has to feel a pretty good win, right?
Well, you know, they're 11-6, and they were 3-2 in conference. And you know, sometimes when you have a player like Hughes or a Brittany Gilm, sometimes everybody else watches them play, and their game doesn't, you know, doesn't rise above. Well, when you take that player out of the mix now, everybody becomes more balanced. And, you know, that's kind of like, you don't see hardly anybody on our team scoring more than 20 points a game. You know, we're lucky if we have somebody scoring 15 points a game. We're not one of those players that's going to consistently have that one dominating player. I think that's good, because you can't consistently try and stop one player. You know, I mean, Haley had a great game today. You know, Sam didn't. Sam may come out the next game and be on fire. You know, I mean, that's when you have players like Hughes. You know, people tend to rely on them too much. You know, I like what we got from our point guard today. I hope that consistency can continue.
What was the biggest factor in losing that 17-point lead that you had? What can you do with your players to help them overcome problems like that and losing big leads? I
thought we took a couple of quick shots. I remember I pulled Samantha out when she took those 2 quick shots. It was off an inbounds play that was, we were just trying to get the ball in bounds, and she took the shot. Then off a 3 with no rebounders, they came down, I believe, and scored both times. And then our fouling, and then putting them to the line. And I just thought we played tight. I felt like we didn't have any continuity with I felt like we didn't have any chemistry with, as I said before, with our post fouling in and out. You know, a high-low game is a big part of our game. When people are going in and out, I just felt like we couldn't get into a rhythm. Post players couldn't stay in the game to get into a rhythm, and I think that played a huge part of it. You know, when Delisha went out, to be honest, I felt like it lit a fire under the Mustangs. I felt like we played better from that point on. That actually may have worked for us than against us, although she hit 3 out of 4 free throws.